WANE 15 Sports Director Glenn Marini. Local sports coverage you can count on.
It's the highlight zone. Yeah, the highlight zone. It's the highlight zone. Yeah, the highlight zone. It's Friday night. We on the highlight zone.
We want to be the best. We're trying to be the best, and we'll get there.
We just need to go out there and get the job done.
I feel like if we just go get this win, it'd be a great booster for us in the SAC.
Yeah, just going out there and have fun, competing, and just playing the game.
You want to be at your best. You want them to be at your best, at their best, and see where it goes from there.
You know, we're here. Our kids are ready for the challenge. We're looking forward to Friday night.
It's the highlight zone. Yeah, the highlight zone. It's the highlight zone. Yeah, the highlight zone.
As wide open as the SAC title chase has been all season tonight, we finally get some clarity on the court. This one absolutely checks all the boxes, right? Rivalry game, conference championship on the line as well, and a huge crowd at Spartan Arena. Without further ado, Josh Ayen joins us now with your Highlight Zone game of the week. Josh.
All right, Glenn, well, coming into the night, Friday night, Homestead and Carroll both with 2 losses in the SAC. A win by the Spartans, you would automatically clinch a 3-way tie in the SAC between Homestead, Southside, and Snyder. Now, here's where things get a little messy. A win by the Chargers, not only would Carroll play spoiler, but Southside wins the SAC outright due to their head-to-head tiebreakers over both the Chargers and Snyder. So, Carroll at Homestead, it's your Highlight Zone game of the week. Now, Homestead coach Chris Johnson has 544 career wins coming into this one. Carroll's Chris Benedict with 482. If you do the math, that's over 1,000 wins between these two coaches. And speaking of 1,000, Mac Welker going over 1,000 career points lately. And he adds to it right there with a little slam. Welker finishing with 16. But check this out on the other end. Just before halftime, Brody Fisher. Brody calling bank as he ties the game at 18 apiece heading into the third quarter. Now, here comes Carter Middleton, little mid-range J for Middleton. He finishes with 10 as Carroll and Chris Benedict, they've got a 35-30 lead after 3. Fourth quarter, it's Brody Fisher with a corner 3. He leads away with 13 as Carroll is up 41-30. But just when you think Carroll is going to run away with this, oh baby, here comes Homestead. Jay Kuhlman, cool as a cucumber. Kuhlman with a 3 to bring it down to a 1-point game, and then Kuhlman, friendly rim to tie this game at 46 apiece. But with 2 seconds left, Carroll draws a foul on the other end, and it comes down to the Dominator, Dom Kieferl. Kieferl with a couple of free throws down the stretch as Carroll with a shocker at Spartan Arena. Chargers take down the Spartans by a final of 48-46.
Man, they're a tough team. They battle. We just battle hard, I promise you. We're willing to work to the end, but that's what we do.
It just means a whole bunch, you know. We've been working since, April. It's just been getting better and better, building for these moments right here. Our coaches gave us a great scheme for the week. We knew what we were going to do, and we just came out and executed.
It's a big win for our guys. Hopefully now they can kind of get an idea of what they can be and what they can do going into the tournament.
Homestead's going to wrap up the regular season next Friday at home against Norwell. Carroll is at Norwell Tuesday, and they host Lures on Friday. Glenn, take it away.
All right, SAC decided. Speaking of Lures, the Knights at Baihei Arena facing a red-hot Northside team that had won 9 of its last 10. This was a good one. Omarion waits for no man. He lays it in, and Northside up by 2 in the first. Here comes Lures. Zen Safersky. Watch him. Pull up. It's good. And we are knotted at 10 apiece. More from Bishop Lures. You'll see him kick it to Daniel Murphy in the corner, and Murph knows what to do with it. From your living room to the bottom of the twine for 3. But Andrew Upton would beat the buzzer here for 3 at the end of the first. A lot of scoring in this one, and Lures comes out on top at Baihei, 85-79. Well, up until this season, Wayne had won the SAC title 3 years running. The Generals on the road at the Cage to take on Concordia, and Concordia on the run. It's Clayton Goodman with a bucket, and Wayne's lead cut to 2 at that point, 15-13. Here comes Uriah Williams. He is 6'8", and when you're 6'8" and you can drop floaters in like that, it's simply unfair. Wayne's lead now at 4. Here comes Charlie Lang, and Lang saying bang. He knocks down the triple for the Cadets, but Everin Atkinson has really stepped up this season for the Wayne Generals. Is going to get a bucket here, and Wayne wins this one by 30 at Eugene Parker Court, 76-46. At Northrop, both the Bruins and Bishop Dwenger are looking to build some momentum as we get ready for sectionals and the playoffs start in about a week and a half. Anthony Barnes, rocking the rim, A-B+, nailing it with that sweet jam. Here comes more from Northrop. It's Don LeRae Reese Jr. with a little mid-range action. However, Dwenger's got Lehrmans. They always do. It's Zach Lehrman with a bucket in the paint for BD. And then George Poirier off the Lewis Morris steal. He lays it home, and Dwenger wins at Northrop 56-51. Snyder already done with SAC play. The Panthers with a non-conference game against a Leo squad that actually beat Dwenger on Wednesday. First quarter, Snyder's Shamar Reddick for 2. It was senior night for the Panthers. Reddick laying it home. And how about Lane Patterson for Josh Wyconen's team? This guy is a human highlight reel. Slamming it home is number 5 for Snyder. And Xavier Wilson, his teammate, says, don't get a big head about this because I'm going to slam one too. X marks the spot and the foul. Yeah, they were playing above the rim where the Panthers. They were up 7, end of the first quarter. Nate Gustafson for Leo buries the 3, but it wouldn't be enough as Snyder wins it by 30, 73-43. Great game here. We got Southside 17-2 overall. The Archers hosting a 14-win Wawasee team. Pick it up in the third off the loose ball. You know the Archers are going to get to a loose ball. This team is scrappy. JT Timberlake Johnson with a bucket. But Wawasee up by 128-27. Here comes Wawasee. Mason Worrell nails the 3, and the Warriors now up by 4. More from Wawasee. You're going to see Nolan Holsworth get to the cup here with the bump and dump. Wawasee up by 7. In the fourth, you'll see Javon Irby to Vincent Wynn. This gets Southside within 1, but Wawasee wins it at Don Reichert, 46-43. At Mark Davidson Court, Blackhawk Christian ranked 14th in the state in 3A this week. The Braves hosting an always tough Northwood program. Third quarter, Bryce Lacrosse, the super sophomore, with a 3 from the corner, and Blackhawk up 29-23. More on Lacrosse in a second. Briggs Pardon finishing here, and that pushes the lead to 31-25. Now, Northwood would not go away, much to the chagrin of Matt Roth. Caleb Vincent with the steal and the score. Vincent had 10, and that layup ties it at 31 all, but it's young Mr. Lacrosse to the rescue. He hits the jumper here. He had 22, and Blackhawk wins in overtime, 42-39 over Northwood. We're going to take a quick timeout, but when we come back, we're going to head to Middlebury. Columbia City, 17-3 coming in, ranked 5th in the 3A state poll this week. The Eagles with a big-time challenge on the road facing Northridge, who's 19-1, ranked 6th in 4A. And a week after clinching the NEA title, 3A number 15 New Haven on the road at a 14-win Heritage squad, plus trips to Huntington North, Manchester, Angola, and more next on The Zone.
We're the Heritage Patriots. Welcome back to the Highlight Zone. Yeah!
Hey, this was the scene last Friday night at Armstrong Arena, as with a win over East Noble and Huntington North's 1-point loss to Norwell, the Bulldogs of New Haven clinching the NE8 title outright. After sharing the conference title with Columbia City last season, Brandon Appleton's squad happy to have it all to itself. Heritage led by former New Haven standout Kyle Sovine as New Haven took on Heritage Friday night, and New Haven working it in transition off the board. They push the basketball. Lavelle Ledbetter lays it home, and New Haven jumps out to an 11-zip lead. That's not good news if you're Heritage. This is Lonte Castle, says King Me. He knocks down the 3 for Heritage, but simply too much from New Haven. Marqualan Johnson would lay it home, and New Haven stays hot with the 65-54 win over the Patriots. At Huntington North, the Vikings hosting the Vikings. Tippecanoe Valley, led by Coach Eli Henson, who won the 2A state title last season while he was at Manchester. First quarter, Tippy Valley, Hudson Shepard with a layup for the guys in green, but man, this was Huntington North's game. You're going to see Dalton Husband. This is not his first rodeo. He lays it home, and the Vikings feeling good. How about this? Owen Omondi with a bucket right here. But second quarter action, you're going to see Titus Schultz, who's been doing it all season for the Vikings. This makes it 37-9. And Huntington North rolls 71-32 over the Valley. Columbia City looking for its 5th win in a row. Not going to be easy for the Eagles, who are on the road at 19-1 Northridge. And second quarter, Brady Scholl, the big guy from Northridge, with the bucket. But check this out, Owen Marshall from Columbia City, the pilfer and the punch. Now, he got a techno for hanging on the rim. He's miffed about it. I am too a little bit. Would be ejected, as a matter of fact. But this was a decent ball game. Raiders pull away, though, in the end. Carson Rumfeld to Scholl, who is a load, and Columbia City falls 59-48. At the Castle in Osseo, Norwell hosting Jay County. The Patriots clinching the ACAC title last Friday night, finishing undefeated in league play. Third quarter action, Christopher Jaden Comer with the bucket. It was tied at 26, so now Jay County has a 2-point lead. How about CJ Comer again? And this one gives the Patriots a 4-point lead. Now Norwell, no give up in this squad. Many a McBride have scored in years past, and this season no different. That's Nick McBride with a bucket to get Norwell within 2, but you're going to see Comer for 3 as Jay County continues to impress with a 54-44 win on the road. An old-fashioned county rivalry game at historic Paul Bateman Gymnasium is Garrett hosting DeKalb in the first quarter. You'll see the Barons right here. Zeke Penrod kicking to Connor Schmidt, and Schmidt in the corner making it happen, but Garrett actually up by 3 early in the first. Here comes Garrett. Aiden O'Neal doing his best. Shaquille O'Neal working it in the post for a pair. And Garrett up by 5, but in the second quarter, you're going to see young Mr. Schmidt come up and get the bucket for the Bears, who are having themselves a nice season as DeKalb wins 57-46 in the county rivalry game. At the TP Indicator, Bluffton at Belmont. The Tigers looking for their 16th win of the season. Belmont says, hey, hold your horses. Daniel Selking, woo, from way deep with the 3, and the Braves up by 1. Coach Selking, yeah, he knows him. Isaac Baker coming up with a triple again, and yeah, it's in the first quarter still, but the Braves out to a 6-point lead. Declan Greaser with a bucket here, has been doing it for Bluffton all season long. And then you'll see Chase Kistler with the bucket for the Tigers, but Belmont with a nice win as the TP has a Braves victory tonight, 51-47. Eastside coming off a triple overtime win over Woodland on Tuesday night. The Blazers face an Angola team looking for win number 15 in Angola. Looking good here. Haven Stockcamp with the bucket right there and one. Angola up by 4 in the first. Later in the first, Nolan Baker's been Mr. Consistency for Eastside this season to lay at home, but Crew Weber would can the 3 here in the second quarter, and Angola with a great offensive night. They win it 94-39. LaGrange, Indiana, bragging rights on the line here. 14-6 Lakeland, 11-8 I should say Prairie Heights. This is Kian Arroyo knocking down a 3, but Prairie Heights up by 1 in the first. Here comes Prairie Heights, Cade Batchelor. A couple feet behind that 3-point arc, and he drills it. Prairie Heights pushes the lead to 4. Kyle Hartsoe would nail a triple here, and every point was needed because this is just a 1-point win for Lakeland. 37-36, they get those county bragging rights. At Churubusco, Fairfield needing a win to keep its chances for a share of the conference title alive. They also need help from Fremont against Westview next week. Fourth quarter action, Busco's Blaine Wilson nails the 3, but Busco trailing by double digits at that point. Here comes Drew Beachy for Fairfield, and Beachy says this is just peachy. He drills the 3 at the Eagles Nest. Then you're going to see Brody Park in the middle here for Fairfield as Fairfield wins it by 31, 51-20 over Busco. At Central Noble, it was rally for Reeve night against Fremont. We wish Reeve Zolman the best in his fight against abdominal cancer. Central Noble battling Fremont, and Caden Grimm nails the 3 right there. Fremont up by 1 in the first. Here comes Central Noble though. Nick Freeman, one of the top players for Central Noble this season. A little fake right there, and he gets it to go. Central Noble now up 1. You're going to see Brent Bressler drive and kick it to Talon Rowe for a bucket, but Central Noble, they win 56-48 up in Albion. Westview ranked 3rd in this week's 2A state poll. The 19-1 Warriors stepping out of conference to face a 14-5 Goshen team. Redhawks a 4A program, but that doesn't matter. Austin Slayball with a bucket right there for the Warriors. Then it's Daniel Yoder with the and one, and Westview takes care of business on the road, 69-53 over the Redhawks. Three Rivers Conference, the Wabash County rivalry game between Southwood and Northfield. The Knights ranked 5th in this week's 1A state poll, and, well, they can shoot the basketball. Bryce Brewer brewing something up. He drills the 3, and Southwood up early. Here's Brody Schnurple with the bucket. That gets Northfield on the board, but Bryce Wilcox is a lot to deal with if you're a TRC team. He scores inside, but Southwood wins by 20, 59-39. Final stop for high school hoops. Last year's 2A state title winner Manchester at home. The Squires looking for their 7th win in the last 8 games. They've been heating up against McConaughey, and that's Wyatt Troll with the bucket right there for Manchester. Manchester in the lead, double-digit lead, and then in the third, that's Carson Heath with the bucket for the Squires. You're going to see McConaughey's Marcel Sims with a bucket, but Manchester, they stay hot. The Squires win it at home, 56-37. Stay tuned.
What's up, Wayne 15 News? We're the Northfield Norsemen, and welcome to the Highlight Zone.
We're the Huntington North Cheerleaders, and you're watching the Highlight Zone.
Here at Peter Franklin Jewelers, we are proud to support local high school athletics. That's why we continue to sponsor the Highlight Zone on WANE TV.
Congratulations to this week's winner of the Gem of the Night, presented by Peter Franklin Jewelers.
Carroll's Dom Kieferl putting the fun in fundamental. 2 free throws with the game tied with 2 seconds left. Major SAC title implications, rivalry game, game of the week, and yeah, Dom Kieferl, the Dominator. 2 clutch free throws to win it for the Carroll Chargers as they beat the Homestead Spartans. Dom Kieferl, free throws for your Gem of the Night, courtesy of Peter Franklin Jewelers. Ice water in his veins. Hey, Big Ten basketball on a Friday night. IU at Purdue. The Hoosiers beat the Boilers last month in Bloomington. That would not be the case in this one. We pick it up in the first half. That's our guy, Fletcher Lawyer, the Homestead grad. He had 18 points, and it was a 17-point lead for Purdue at the half. Tucker DeVries drains a 3 there, but man, Fletch was on fire. He had 18 points. He was 5 of 5 shooting, 4 of 4 on threes, 4 of 4 on free throws. Did not miss a shot. That's pretty good. Yeah, TKR isn't going to miss too many shots when he's jamming them home either. You saw Trey Kaufman-Renn with the dunk. He had 20 points, and Purdue obliterates IU in this one, 93-64. Finally, we're on the ice, and after beating Norfolk on Wednesday night, the Comets playing the Admirals again. Fort Wayne looking for its 5th straight win. It's tied at 4 in the third when Trevor Janicki gives the Comets the lead. And yeah, it's 5-4 Comets. However, Norfolk would add a goal to tie it at 5 and send it into overtime, and then just over 2 minutes into OT, it's Jack O'Leary beating Nathaniel Day, and yes, an unsatisfying end for your Fort Wayne Comets as they fall to the Norfolk Admirals by a final of 6-5 in overtime. The Comets wrap up their 3-game series in Norfolk tomorrow night. Puck drops 7:05 against the Admirals. Well, that is going to do it for this week's edition of the Highlight Zone. Of course, we're going to have plenty of basketball tomorrow as the girls go at semi-state. Man, it's been an amazing season on the girls' side here in Northeast Indiana. 5 teams from our area will be playing tomorrow. Norwell heading up to LaPorte. That's in 4A. In 3A, we've got Fairfield and Belmont. They're going to be at Logansport. In 2A, it's Whitco taking on, or heading to Frankfort, I should say, while in 1A, Fremont is a little closer at Huntington North. Josh Ayen will have complete coverage tomorrow here on WANE 15. But for the Highlight Zone, I'm Glenn Marini, and we'll see you next Friday night.